We are back with Mountain Connections with our first guest of the day. I'm speaking with Bill Malone. He is the president of the Park City Chamber. The Chamber's goal is to support businesses here in our local area. And Bill, thanks for joining us this morning.
Well, good morning. Thank you.
How are things going at the Chamber? I know that right now is obviously a very hard time for the economy, for all businesses here in town. What is the Chamber doing to help support right now?
Well, right now we've kind of taken a lot of our efforts that are traditionally aimed outward to bringing customers to the community from outside the area, and we're focusing those energies kind of inward towards our members, the small businesses primarily in the community. So taking those people that are working in traditionally those external areas and facing it inward. Putting out a daily newsletter to our members, trying to keep them up to date on all the different aspects as it relates to loans, grants, those types of programs, webinars that they can join in and learn about how things can assist their workforce. And then we also have been surveying the businesses, and just the latest survey that we did with 178 small businesses in the community, and it kind of gives us insight as to where some of those challenges exactly are right now.
Where are you finding the primarily challenges of the businesses? Where do you think they need help the most right now?
Well, it is interesting. We looked at really two things that I see. Is one, a vast majority of the small businesses who participated in this have applied for loans or grants through the SBA with the PPP or the EIDL, small business loans. And then also a pretty good amount of them have applied with the state, with the Governor's Office of Economic Development Emergency Bridge Loan Program. The challenging part of that is finding out whether you've been accepted, and then when that case comes, when do you get the dollars, and how do you use those dollars to best make sure that, especially on the PPP, that you can treat that as a grant and not as a loan. And so the vast majority of them, while they have applied, have not gotten answers. And we're hopeful that this next round of money that should be approved in the House today will find its way quickly to fund some of those loan applications that these small businesses made a week or more ago now. The other part that we're finding is we've asked them what do they want from us when they get back open, and we seem to be starting to talk more about that now. We're working with the county on many of the businesses, what the protocols will be for them to open, what types of safety and systems that they need to put in that would not advance spread of the virus. And so we're working on that, but we're hearing from them that they would like to see marketing to bring customers when they do get open. And then secondly, they talked a lot about the regulations, licenses, fees. Can there be some forgiveness on local collections of those funds that they're typically that those businesses are paying to local governments? So we're seeing kind of the outward anxious to see what we can do once they're open. Can they get customers? And then secondly, are there some things that local government could be providing them in terms of opportunities for waiver of fees and regulations?
It is nice to be shifting the conversation to talking about ways to safely open the economy. At the same time, did you ever think you'd be in a position where you're telling people not to visit our resort time? It's definitely an unprecedented moment.
No, I never thought I would be in that job, but obviously, it became apparent very quickly when back in mid-March, and we pretty much turned off that part of our operation. But it is interesting. We still are doing business in many respects. We we are still selling meetings and conventions. They're just for 2021 right now. So we know we'll be back at some point in time, and we'll be doing business again. Maybe a little different, maybe some different rules in terms of how to do that business. But we have people out there that are still talking to these groups of corporate groups and association groups that have been in the pipeline, and we're still working with them, and we're actually closing business for anything in 2021.
And of course, this is a unique season right now in Park City, in that, as opposed to maybe some other towns, we are in mud season, typically a slower time in Park City, although this all hit during a very busy time. So how does the timing of it play into the businesses and where they're finding themselves at?
Yeah, it like you said, it hits both sides of that. That last 30 days in our community, we lost about $153 million in spending that did not occur between March 15th and April 12th, which would have been traditionally the last day of the ski season. It's a sizable amount of money that didn't get spent. The good news is we had a great winter going up until that point. And so the fact that people were making money during the winter, hopefully putting some of that money away in the bank to carry themselves through the leaner times, which traditionally businesses in Park City area do. Those that have been around a long time know that cycle very well, and they know how to manage through that cycle. So we're now down in that low part where, yeah, we thought, okay, traditionally this May is probably one of our slowest months of the year in terms of business, in terms of tax revenue, et cetera. But we do know right around the corner, we start to ramp back up typically for June, July, and August, which has become increasingly important as a component of business in Summit County. And so there's a lot of concern over that. I mean, we see a lot of events that are now canceling. We know that mass gatherings are going to be very, very problematic to see those occur. We're kind of getting adjusted to that. So it's really, I think, the businesses that have made it so far and are hitting that low spot that they would typically be experiencing at this point in time can get back up slowly and ramp. But then the question becomes, what's the future? What does the rest of the summer look like?
Now, Bill, if a business is watching this and they haven't connected with the Park City Chamber and they're interested in talking with you over there, talking with all of your staff about how they can get this individualized help, what should they do?
They can email us at info@visitparkcity.com. Info@visitparkcity.com, and then we'll circulate that to the correct departments, or if they call 435-649-6100, they'll get someone that can actually direct them to the right mailbox where their question could be best addressed. We're working remotely still, but we do have one person that kind of directs that from the office on a daily basis. So we're still working in a variety of ways, still following in terms of how we're being viewed by the public, but we never thought we'd be in doing a daily newsletter, and we have some great people that pull that stuff together every day.
Well, thank you so much, Bill, for taking the time to speak with us today. We also want to pass on our gratitude to the entire staff at Visit Park City for supporting businesses here in Park City during this rough time. So again, head to Visit Park City online for more information. And again, thanks to Bill Malone, President and CEO of Visit Park City, for talking with us this morning. We have more right after this. We'll be right back.